Hey, yo, what's up with it? This your boy Tash right here from the world famous Alkaholiks. And right about now, I'm chilling on the Bootleg podcast.
Hey, before we start the episode, I want to remind everybody, man, we got one of the biggest radio shows in the country, syndicated in almost 100 cities, all over. Shout out to iHeartRadio, all right? Some of the latest cities that we've been able to add, man. I want to give a shout out to 93.9 The Beat in Honolulu. That's right, Hawaii. We over there going crazy. I also want to give a shout out Hot 98.3 in Tucson. Shout out to Tucson going crazy. Also want to give a shout out to Wild 94.1 in Tampa. Going crazy. We just got Richmond. We also just got the good folks in Bakersfield at Hot 104.7. So we're going crazy on the radio with my partner James Andre Jefferson Jr. for the Bootleg Kev Show. So make sure you tune in and you can listen anywhere on that iHeartRadio app. That's right. Let's get into the interview. Bootleg Kev Podcast, special guest in here, the legend, Tash. Tash, what's going on?
Oh man, same fight, different round. Just working, man. Working. Just as people might know and everything, I'm from the group the Alkaholiks.
The Licks, man, of course.
And as people might know that a lot of that living up to the image caught up to me. So
are you trying to tell me that a member of the Alkaholiks is not drinking as much as they
Soberholiks, that's what we call it.
You guys are soberholics now.
We don't really drink like that no more. That shit took a toll, like 20-something years of just every single night is a party. Every single day you wake up, it's a party. Every time you got something, to do that day, drinking is involved with it some kind of way. So, I had to, kick back and pull on the reins like Santa Claus, slow down a little bit. So
I always wondered this because you guys are amazing MCs. I mean, damn, dude, you guys got classic albums. You guys have your fingerprints on so much of this West Coast shit that people don't even realize. It's insane. But was there ever a certain point in time where y'all got like 2 or 3 albums in where you were like, I know you guys went from the Alkaholiks to the Licks.
Right.
Were you guys regretted just going all in with the Alkaholiks thing?
With a name like the Alkaholiks, first of all, we was a young group kind of.
For sure.
And everything, so people misconstrued the word alcoholics with like the bum in the street with the little, little $3 vodka and all this, They took the name and we got boycotted. Not boycotted, but what do you call it? We got banned from a lot of shit. Like we had, we got invited to Soul Train, and then we showed up there, and they saw the name, and they was like, "Hold up, we can't put Alkaholiks on national TV." And like we couldn't tour with Tribe Called Quest through the Bible Belt because of the name, and a lot of TV shows and shit turned it down because it was like, "Dude, we trying to get away from the negative word alcoholic." You know what I'm saying? But we spelled it different and told motherfuckers that we really anti-drinking and driving. We had a lot of positive shit to say too, but I get overlooked. But
did you guys? I mean, obviously everyone should be against drinking and driving, but I can imagine once you guys start losing out on shit, it's like, okay.
Yeah, but see, that's what happened. That shit backfired too because I don't know if it was somebody's idea was let's change the name since they call us the Licks. It's the Licks, baby. It's the Licks. They call us that anyway. Let's change the name officially to the Alkaholiks. So we did that for one album. Which was a disaster because nobody that really fucked with us on the alcohol, you know what I'm saying, with the fans.
That was XO Experience, right?
Yeah, XO Experience. We called ourselves the Licks, and it did not work because we got no more, you know what I'm saying, we didn't get shit else that we wasn't getting as the Alkaholiks. So
that was the last album on Loud?
I don't know. I get mixed up, man.
But that was the album that had the Pharrell single?
Yeah. Best You Can, yep. Mm-hmm. And actually, it wasn't a... That was the most selling single that we ever put out. Was the one with Pharrell.
No, that song was a vibe for sure.
Yeah. So,
and that was like 01?
I don't be. I get lost with those.
I think it was around. I'm just trying to think in my head what year of school I was in.
Yeah, we've been over here. We got signed in '93, so a lot of the dates and times and shit like that, due to what I was, all this, I get mixed up because I know time periods like when we toured with Big, I know that was 96, 95. Before he passed, right? And then it's kind of like I get things. I got all the memories in my head, but dates and time.
You gotta like work backwards to remember what day.
Yeah, I gotta remember a physical thing was happening right then to know what day and time it was. Though.
How did you, E Swift, and J-Ro initially meet back in the day?
Me and E Swift, we was already rocking as a group called Tash and Swift in the '80s, and E Swift met J-Ro through. I don't know if it was Cousin Kev or homeboy named Cousin Kevin. I think he brought J-Ro to the table, and we met J-Ro. That's where the King T's and the Mixed Master Spades, DJ Pools, and we started running with them. And it just turned into we was just part of the Tila wanted to do Tila is King T, by the way. He wanted to do like a posse thing. Like he had an album coming out, and instead of, that's why I always say we forever grateful to him, because instead of putting out his single as just King T and everything, he said, nah, I got this group called the Alkaholiks and I want to put them on. So his first single on the Act the Fool album or the Trifling album, he featured the Alkaholiks, and really that's how we got our start. And never look back,
Never look back. What year was that? What year was the King T? Well, I guess you would have to do a lot of drunken scrambling.
Yeah, no, we started running. I remember we started running
90s?
with King T. The first time I really kicked it with him was the Act the Fool video shoot.
Okay.
At the liquor store. I'm in that motherfucker somewhere. It says, I gotta look back. But from that point on, and then Xzibit got hired on a random. He was already DJing for me and J-Ro. Me and J-Ro had a demo, this and that. And King T had a DJ named Keep Cooley. I know you remember the name Keep Cooley.
Of course, yeah.
Shout out on the thing. And I don't know what happened with Keep Cooley, but the night before Tila was going on tour with NWA and Scarface, NWA and Ghetto Boys and all this, something happened with Keep Cooley where Tila needed a DJ, and Swift just happened to be over there cutting his hair, because Swift, he good on the cuts, but he better on the cuts.
Yeah.
So he basically was cutting King T's hair. This is God's work and shit. Tila needed a DJ right then, so Swift went to go cut King T's hair and came back with a DJing job.
gig, yeah.
And he packed this shit up, because I was living with Swift and his pops and shit at the time, and so he packed this shit up and went on the road with King T and never looked back,
That is amazing. So when I was a kid, my best friend's name is Ramses. It's Rocka's little brother from Dilated.
I know them.
Yeah, so listen, so Ramses came to LA when he was 16, 17, I'm like 12.
So he's Jai brother too. Jai.
Yeah, like Bibby and Buddy and everybody.
Right,
so
Buddy.
yeah, so listen, so he comes back from LA and he's like, yo, my brother's in this rap, because Rocka's dad is, Pope had a lot of children. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So he comes back from this trip to meet his brother and shit, and he's telling me, and he's like, bro, I was hanging out with Xzibit and the Alkaholiks, and did one of y'all have an IROC?
That was me.
Yeah, he's like,
I had a gold thing. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm hearing all this shit, and at the time I'm like 12 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And so that's when I got exposed to the Likwit Crew thing. You know what I'm saying? And then I met Rocka right when the platform dropped.
Right.
And then when the expansion team came out, we took a road trip out here, and we went to Fat Beats, and we went to the album release party, and it was just. But I got so I was entrenched in being a fan of y'all, Xzibit, and obviously Dilated and all that shit,
Yeah,
and then. And yeah, so it's crazy because the Likwit Crew has so much to do with so much amazing parts of LA hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Between you guys, obviously King T, the Architect, and Defari, and I feel like Dilated is kind of quasi Likwit Crew.
Yeah, they I don't know if they used to claim Likwit Crew, but they used to be everywhere. That's family.
You open up that Focus Daily booklet, you see evidence in there with a lot of hair and Rocka's in there. And,
yeah. I still keep it tuned with Ev all the time, and we working on something actually, but I'm just proud of them. You know what I'm saying? Because we all kind of started together,
right?
And I see where Ev went, where Rocka went, where the group went, with this and that, and it's amazing. I like to watch. It's like watching a plant grow. It takes some time, but as you see it, and I just think that Ev is underrated, man.
Oh my God, for sure. It's almost like he hates being like Evidence is such a talented guy. He would prefer to just make music and no one knew who the fuck he is.
Yeah, exactly. I be like, no, that's what it is. He's like an introvert.
Introvert for sure.
And, but just talented. Shout out to Alchemist too.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
two
Al.
of my favorite producers right now.
For sure. So you guys, at what point in time? Because signing to Loud in 1993 is very, very, very early. That's pre Wu-Tang.
That's why everybody think we the first group, but technically we not though.
Who is?
Let me see. It was a group called Madcap.
Okay.
That dropped the album before we did, and then they signed Twister. And Twister wasn't happy with his contract, so he said, fuck this shit. He did his own thing. So we came right after that. So
no, that's crazy. 93. That's like ground floor loud record shit.
Yeah, that's what. I still talk to Steve and all them. Loud. There was a lot of loud records in the house last night.
There was.
We were at last
Xzibit
night.
Was there, of course.
In case y'all know, we went to Xzibit's album release party last night. He was there. It was partying and shit.
Shout to X.
But what was I saying? All the it was a whole loud section.
Oh, there was. Okay.
Yeah. So no, shout out Noah, Ochi, Marlene, a bunch of people from Loud Record Days was there.
So you guys it's crazy because we think of Loud as like such a East Coast label, and of course, like obviously in spirit it is, and Wu-Tang, Big Pun, et cetera, et cetera. But you're one of the first groups. Xzibit is, At the Speed of Life, Restless, 40 Days, 40 Nights. How did you guys end up getting like Steve's attention, and like was that something where he was like out west looking for talent, or
talking about us?
Yeah.
Let me get this story straight too. Basically it was a guy by the name of Fabian Duvernay. We call him Faye. And he was real close with Swift, us, this and that. He used to love our shit. We used to make these demos.
Okay.
And, me and J-Bo was the flood, the L.A. underground scene. Swift was a DJ. He was a popular DJ. He was getting booked for shit like colleges, USC, all this shit. We young, though.
Yeah.
So, basically, we went to Madcap was already on Loud, and we went to a studio session in Pasadena somewhere. And during that studio session, we played Fade the demo. And he was like Steve Rifkin's right-hand man at the time.
Right.
Actually, first he got us a deal with Freeway Rick. Yes, Freeway Rick, not Rick Ross, the one you interviewed last week.
I've interviewed Freeway Rick Ross too.
Okay.
Yeah, I just saw him at Snoop's event the other night, or Big X's event. But yeah, so you guys actually had to deal with Freeway Rick Ross first.
If you look on Drink Champs and all the rest of the podcasts that he do, he always shout us out and say, "Hey, I was this close to the Alkaholiks." But what happened was he got locked up during this time. And he called from prison, and he heard through the grapevine that we had something else going on with this Loud Records label or some shit like that. And he gave us his blessing. He said, "Man,
go get it.
I don't want nothing. Just take it to the top, and this and that." And but then he ended up getting out. You know what I'm saying? This and that. So, shout out Freeway Rick, man. I just seen him in Vegas about I don't know how long ago, but
Yeah, I know he had told me he was doing some like behind the scenes financing on some big artists too, like I think Anita Baker, like a lot of real like.
He always got his hands in something. He was selling his book. Well, that's what I said. He gave me a free book.
Yeah, he's a hustler, bro.
Yeah, for real, that's evident. But
yeah, I mean, obviously, he's known for that. They kind of stole his life story and did a TV show. Great show, by the way.
Exactly.
Great show. Hey, want to give a shout out to our family at Hardin, man, for sponsoring that episode of the Bootleg podcast. I just got back from Vegas and I picked up some goodies. All right, look, the #1 dispensary in the world. When you're in Vegas, make sure you pull up. We got so much gas in here. Shout out to Hardin. If you're in Vegas, man, pull up to Hardin when you get in that taxi cab. As soon as you land, say, "Take me to Hardin." Follow them, Hardin_Las Vegas. Hardin Las Vegas, y'all. Shout out to them. Of course, we bang that Hardin, baby. You already know what it is, man. Want to give a shout out to our family at Odd Socks. Whatever you're into, Odd Socks has it covered, all right? The most comfortable socks in the world. By the way, those Happy Gilmore joints are insane. The Ren and Stempies, the Modelos. It's Modelo time. But the Monopoly. What are we doing with the Ninja Turtles? Also, they got your boxers on lock. They got your drawers. OddSocksOfficial.com. Use the promo code BOOTLEG right now. You'll save 20% off. Let's get back to the interview. So you guys end up with Loud. At what point in time does Xzibit come into the fold? And obviously, you guys had to have kind of made that introduction, I'm assuming, because
I think I don't remember the how he I remember that Xzibit was aggressive, you know what I'm saying? And every time I see him, we on some MC shit, and Xzibit used to get down like he really like he looked like that, but he had like this he was smarter than a lot of people, you know what I mean? Like he already knew what he wanted. We freestyling life, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We get picked up by a label, that's cool. If not, we gonna do this, and let's see what happens with this. And then
that's a crazy statement. We freestyle at life.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yes,
that's hard.
Here we are.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
So,
it's worked out.
Yeah, so Xzibit, we just hang around the underground circus, and we all just saw so many and this and that. And he started, really hanging around with us. We started going up to Friday Night Flavors and all these different things, serving then we got to serving people in the clubs, and then and it was just
what an era when you used to see rappers rapping like outside. You know what I'm saying?
But once he became and Xzibit, man, he was like he. I never seen nobody with a determination. Is that the word for it? This shit, I mean, like he knew all this shit that Xzibit doing now. He told us he was gonna do this. Right. Then that was his plan. Like we didn't have no plan. And shout out to his dad too. It was a big part of that too, because he gave him that guidance with the military upbringing and stuff like that. He gave him that structure. I ain't never had no structure like that. My dad got murdered when I was young, you know, so I kind of been freestyling that life, you know, freestyling life ever since. But shout out to Xzibit. His album came out yesterday.
Kingmaker, it's incredible.
Yeah, we went to the shit. I'm in my 50s, but man, we hit 3 parties last night. Man, we went to Xzibit's first. Then we went to Snoop Dogg party, and then we went to.
It was a busy week.
I'm tripping. That's the day before yesterday. See, that's all you. I ain't been asleep. But
I was about to say.
We went to 3 live ass parties in one night.
Yeah. Because Xzibit did 2 things. Did one the night before, and then Snoop did. Yeah.
The night before we went to Xzibit thing. At 7, we went to Snoop Dogg thing. Shout out Snoop too. Return my text, Snoop. And I saw
y'all say what up. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then we went to the Far Side and the Hieroglyphic. I mean, the Souls of Mischief went platinum the same week, like 2 weeks ago.
Oh shit!
So they had a big party for them. Shout out Sean Swoops, Razcast, Will I Am.
That's big. I didn't know that. I would have went to that party too. Fuck! Shout out to the Far Side and Hyro.
Yeah, I could. See, that's how the shit be tripping me out. Like, how y'all go platinum the same week, 30 years later? You know what I'm saying? I thought Passing Me By had been platinum a long time ago, but
you know what it is? A lot of those like older records, they're probably technically platinum and gold. Mm-hmm. It's the label. They have to like, there's some sort of like where the label has to reach out to RIAA to make sure it's certified. Like, because my homie had a record. They're actually up on the wall over there. They're both gold, and like they were gold forever. Mm-hmm. And but he was waiting on his label to like, I don't know, get it certified or whatever. Right. But yeah, like Passing Me By should be fucking platinum. Yeah, like what are we talking about?
That's what I was assuming. And then on top of that, it's like how do you judge? Like it's no more physical copies. So if you sold 800,000 physical copies, what are they selling now to make it platinum?
That I don't know.
Streams and all that?
There's a certain amount of streams that equal an album sale. I want to say it's 1,500 streams equals one album sale.
1,500 streams equals one album sale.
I don't put that in black and white, but I think it's something like that.
That's ridiculous. But anyway, we need to take our shit back. That's what I say.
Well, that's why it's like, you know, like the direct to fan shit is making a comeback, you know, where it's like, if you got a fan base, like fuck the platforms. Like, obviously you want your shit up for everybody, but you want to be able to like have that direct connection to fans where they spend money with you.
Yeah.
It don't even
have
to be
we on right now. We
exactly.
on that right now. I got a whole independent thing going on. Did you hear the record?
Yes. I love the video, by the way.
Okay, dig
a lot
that.
of AI in that thing.
Yeah, it's like, I got a little
did the video did a great job.
Hey, shout out to Nate the Great, and Bay God.
No, it was hard.
It's a husband and wife
super
tandem.
Fire.
That's
super
what's
fire.
up.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're back, man. I see you running around.
Yeah, I'm trying to, get back in the groove. Because like I said, I took a little hiatus just to get my shit together.
Soberholic.
Yeah, smokeaholics.
Smokeaholics.
Yeah. But
no, it's crazy because like I think back to like your like when I think of Tash, bro, I used to be like a superhero to me, dog. Like
used to be with that. No, I'm playing.
Nah, like full like Rap Life is one of the most fucking. It's a perfect album. It's a fucking classic. Right. It's one of them ones, man.
Yeah,
and it's slept on. Like for people who don't know, like go run and get Tash Rap Life. That shit is from track 1 to the end. It is amazing.
Appreciate that, man. Shout out to Shane Mooney, Malik Levy, Steve Riskin, Rich Isaacson.
What? Because that came after Liquidation, right? Because Liquidation came out and then
here we go at the timetable.
Okay, yeah, it came out after Liquidation.
It came out after, yeah.
Because I want to say Rap Life was 99.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you knew that.
Yeah. I got a song called Smoke Fest 99 on it with Outkast.
Yeah, shout out to, I was about to say with Outkast.
I was looking right there. Okay, right there.
Yes, sir. What was the thought process? You guys dropped Liquidation. Hip Hop Drunkies was a big record for you guys. Shout out to ODB. I want to get into that
Rest
too.
In peace.
What motivated you to say I gotta get a solo one off?
I mean, to tell you the truth, we started out as solo artists before.
Right.
I met J-Ro and everything, and the funny part about me and J-Ro, we was never supposed to do it out or a group or none of that type of shit. It was like Tash was over here, J-Ro was over here. We had other people. You guys was
a crew.
Yeah, we was a crew, and then we made a demo called I Guess Funky, and we did one called Pass the Joint, and that had to be like 88, 89.
Damn.
Or something like that. I was one. Yeah. Oh, you was 1 year old?
I was born in 87.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
God damn, that's where the baby face come from. Yeah. All right, well, but anyway, we did this demo tape. Oh no, actually we did a song called I Guess Funky, and we used the Roger, like the sample from Roger Zapp and Roger Troutman.
Roger, yeah.
People went crazy for the song. So they said, man, y'all gotta do more. So we did we did one called Pass the Joint. So we was ahead of the curve before all the weed, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Pass the Joint, and then it was unanimous. Like everybody was like, y'all sound so different that y'all should do more shit together, because it's like, you know, when you hear groups and shit like Dots and Effects and a lot of groups, they rap similar. You can tell they have the same, they in the group because they rap similar. You know what I'm saying? Like EPMD, you know what I mean? So J-Ro's style and my style was like yin and yang, night and day, or whatever. So, you know, I think that's what made people pay attention to it, kind of.
Yeah, no, Rap Life was like, man, just stellar body of work.
Oh, thank you. Actually, Steve Rifkin's pops, Jules, had a lot to do with that too.
Oh, word?
Rest in peace, yes. You know, that's what got me over there on Sony and all this. But Rap Life was like I was trying to do something. I had a concept for the album because, like you said, everybody thought we was from New York and this and that. So what I wanted to do was show people that we cool with New Yorkers, and we got a style from the West Coast that they love over there. So I was trying to unify this shit or whatever.
Right. Well, Raekwon was on the album too, right? If I remember, wasn't Raekwon on the album?
Yeah. But we started out with like the Alkaholiks, Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep,
of course,
Xzibit, Big Pun, da. So we cool with all these New York, and they got a LA office, so we used to be up there every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what was I saying? That was the beauty of it. It was like we had all this East Coast, you know, international love and everything. They didn't really like gangster rap was kind of pigeonholed for LA. Like this is what LA sounds like.
No, for sure. You guys had your own thing going.
East Swift on the beach, yes. And then with Rap Life and everything, what I tried to do was I wanted to come with a single myself. This one song. You remember the song on there with the actually Dr. Dre and Xzibit and them end up using it, but I had one first. But the dun 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 dun
yes.
dun 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 dun. I had a song that was about to be my single, and then I don't know how it happened, but Rockweiler that be with Redman and them did the beat, so we had it all set up for that to be my single, and then all of a sudden Snoop and them Dre dropped the
same sample.
So I was like, hold up, we can't do this. So we had to go back to the drawing board, and I said, let's do the one with Raekwon. And what the plan was, I was gonna come out with the song with Raekwon, let them know that, you know,
the song's actually called Rap Life. Yeah,
it's called Rap Life. And then I wanted to come right back with the song I did with Snoop and them. Xzibit. I did a song called Jesus G's with me, Snoop, Corrupt, Xzibit, da. And I was trying to show, you know, that I get down with anybody, you know, no matter who it is. And that shit backfired. Once I did that, when I dropped the shit with Raekwon, everybody's thinking I'm from New York for some reason. Even though I filmed it right here in Inglewood at the racetrack. And
crazy.
Got Dayton's and all kind of LA shit in there. They still say, he must be from New York. So I don't know what that had to do with anything else, but I got that stamp a long time ago.
What, you guys have been on some legendary tours. You mentioned obviously touring with Big,
right?
I remember you guys were on tour with Wu-Tang too, right?
Yeah, we toured.
Was it Wu-Tang and what was the other? It was, who else was on that tour?
That was just allowed when we was on the first tour with Wu-Tang. That was a promotional tour.
Okay.
And imagine like you got 12.
I saw you. You guys did like a huge festival. I feel like that was like,
we do a lot of shit that people don't. It goes under the radar. I don't know why.
What was it like though? You're the West Coast group, but you're touring with Big.
Right.
This is after Ready to Die?
Yes.
First of all, how's Biggie?
He only had 2 albums. First of all,
what's that like?
Biggie, that's why, man, when all the static and the beef and all the East-West shit and all that shit, you gotta understand that we done built like long-lasting relationships with people from the East before that. So we wasn't about to just jump in, because really I knew the shit was not true about the Biggie setting up Pac and all that shit. Right. We knew that was bullshit off the rip. So we just, you know, basically we just played, you know, not played defense, but we just played the background when it was jumping, because they asked us to go on this tour, and they handpicked us. You know what I mean? So they got love for the West Coast, but I don't get in other people's politics and shit like that.
Sure.
But it was weird because we was the only West Coast group on the tour.
How is Biggie as a dude though, man? Like
hilarious, man. Like, you know, like he was the biggest King T fan. He used to tell us every day, like where's King T? How come he ain't with you? I forgot why T wasn't on the tour, but Biggie was like reciting his lyrics every day. Like he was like a super duper, you know, King T fan. You know.
Did he ever try to hang with you guys when it came to drinking?
Nah, he knew better than that. But we used to smoke a lot. I see. I ain't really. He wasn't known as a drinker. You know what I mean?
He was a smoker.
Yeah, he smoked. And back then, I wasn't really smoking that much, so I'd be high, drunk. You know, we got a lot of tours. Like, never mind. I ain't gonna go into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you guys obviously have such a great relationship and working relationship with Wu. I know y'all kind of helped get them on the radar loud and shit. Mm-hmm. ODB. I feel like was kind of like, I feel like he was like your spirit animal. Like when I like in a weird like reverse universe, ODB and Tash on a record could have been the same person. Like you guys have like a very unique style of rapping and like very like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why the hip hop drunkies work so well. What was it like just being close with a guy like ODB, man? Like
he was just like a different breed of person. Like he just how do you say it? Like he lived free, you know what I mean? Until he got locked up. But he was free as a bird. He just did what he wanted to, said what he wanted to. You know, like anything else, when you get intoxicated and you get too intoxicated, it start to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? And this and that. But as far as him as a spirit and as far as his character and his values and morals and shit like that, you can't beat the ODB, man. And it's sad how things played out. Damn, you got me thinking, man. I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was just one of a kind, man. One of a kind.
Any crazy road stories with Wu-Tang?
See, that's why I was like, oh, no, can't do that. Oh, with Wu-Tang in general?
You just with Wu-Tang, yeah.
I mean, shit, everybody does that. I just said these a million times, like the ones and shit, but, man. I remember one time, and me and Meth, we said we weren't gonna tell. Matter of fact, I can't even tell this story. Just put it this way: Method Man got hands. He beat up a pimp one time. He beat up a pimp. And that's all I can say. I can't say, you know, because I don't know what niggas' situations and shit is. That's how you get fucked up with motherfuckers talking on you and they ain't supposed to be talking. But we had a lot of great times with Wu-Tang and shit like that. We all married with children now, so I can't tell you the.
All you gotta know is Method Man beat up a pimp on the road.
Yes, and Method Man got hands. And
the circumstances in which that
every reason to. And if I told you the circus, that's why Mep said don't ever tell nobody the story and shit. But I heard him tell the motherfuckers somewhere and shit. But,
he told it.
Yeah, but he ain't give me permission to, so I'm gonna leave it alone. That's it. He married. I mean, now see, I'm talking too much.
Shout out to Meth.
Anyway, shout out to Meth, man. All I can say is just like we was there, and just like I said, watching the plant grow and everything.
Yeah.
Like when we went on that first promotional tour, I didn't see the shit working like it did. You know what I'm saying? Because you got 10 people with different personalities, hoodsters, you know what I'm saying? They're not used to a promotional tour that we don't get paid for this. We just promoting for loud record and the albums coming out and this and that. So it just led to a whole bunch of just.
Well, I mean, we got a little bit of like that. What was that documentary that came out? The Show? Yeah, remember the show? Biggie was in it. But you kind of saw a little bit. I mean, when you have, like you said, when you got 10 people, 9 people, whatever it is, it's like, there's just no way that there's not going to be like shit going on.
Yeah, like, and then a lot of times everybody got their own life, so people, you know, it'll be 8 of them, and then 2 of them is at home doing.
Right.
I used to trip off Ghost, man. Ghost is my peoples and shit, but Ghost was like intriguing to me because he used to wear the mask. This back when he used to wear the mask everywhere and shit like that. And I was like, this, like, you know what I'm saying? I was just looking like. They different. They got it, man. They got it, definitely.
So you were on the first promo run where you guys are you guys pushing Coast to Coast or 21 and over with them at that time? 21 and over?
We pushing 21 and over. I don't know if it came out yet, but I know Make Room is the Lick Baby.
Yeah.
That was out, and then
they're pushing
Method Man and Protect Your Neck.
Got it.
So it's before the first albums came out.
Damn, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, and it just be like everybody knew that Wu-Tang was going to do something, but I didn't know it was going to be the biggest group to ever.
Yeah, like this cultural.
Can't lie, I say I did.
They got their own Nikes and there's a Wu-Tang video game.
It's incredible, man. Raekwon, everybody had their own niche. It was interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like having all these personalities, and they all different. You know what I mean?
Who did you bond with the most on the road? Who did y'all have like the biggest bond with at Wu-Tang when you guys were on that run?
Back then, I probably say just want to drink, probably ODB.
Y'all get fucked
yeah, the after party be wild. You know, but I built rapports with all of them though. Like Raekwon, that's my boy. Shout out to Ray. Meth, me and Meth was close. Meth used to get all the bitches though. Like for some reason, he was like the Fonz and shit. Like
yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of like he was
Everybody wanted Meth and shit, but that's what's up though. But I got my own stories with all of them
for sure.
What I'm saying? We was
shout out to on you mentioned the song a little bit earlier, but on Rap Life you had Outkast on Smokefest '99. Shout out to Feel the Agony too.
Yes, sir.
What if that's just a crazy like, just to think back, like you had Raekwon on that motherfucking album, Outkast. Did you and Outkast have like already like a relationship, or was it something where you were like, yo, I'm working on an album, I want to get Outkast, let's reach out?
Yeah, like rest in peace to Rico Wade.
Yes.
And everything, but he used to like this back before like the smartphones and all this shit and everything. Right. But he just showed me so much love. He's like, anytime you come to Atlanta.
Organized noise, man.
Yeah, but this is back when the Freaknik. Remember the Freaknik?
I listen. I was born in 1987. I've only heard about the Freaknik.
Okay, damn. I keep forgetting you.
But of course, I know what the Freaknik is. Yes.
But I used to go out to Atlanta and fuck with them during them times and shit, and they just opened their doors to us, and
What was the Freaknik like?
Oh man, it was freaky. It was like
before social media,
It was a trip because it was like not. I'm gonna say lawless, not lawless as far as crimes and shit like that go, but it was like the whole city got took over by this.
Yeah, there's just no rules.
Yeah, by this freaking shit. And it was just cracking everywhere you went in Atlanta. It was crazy. I went a couple years in a row, and one year I got thrown in jail right when I got off the plane and shit. So I had to listen to Freaknik through the.
Like they were waiting for you.
I don't know what happened. We was somewhere there. Next thing I know, I'm in jail. And you could kind of see, like, they had these little ass windows in the jail, and everybody taking turns looking out there because the Freaknik was going on right outside the jail.
Oh, that's wild.
They locked me up for the weekend and some shit, man.
So you missed out.
That one, yeah, but that was just one of the many.
I know you're working on. You just like you said, you just dropped a new song. So are you working on a new album? Are you?
Yeah. Well, actually, I got a bunch of albums worth of shit ready to go and everything. I'm just looking for the right situation, I guess. So. I dropped this song right here. It took grew legs of its own. It's called "Attention Is a Drug," and if you hear it, we sampled a sample that Tribe Called Quest used before, right? So with that being said, it's only right for the remix and shit. I had to do, get somebody from Tribe. So I got Q-Tip on the remix. I got Xzibit on the remix. I got King T and the Licks on the remix.
Damn.
The Far Ride, and I got Sway in the morning.
Doing the intro?
At the intro and everything. So everybody that heard this said it's about to be the song of the summer.
Crazy.
And So
you got the Far on there?
Yeah, the Far Eye's on there too. He set it off.
Man.
Yep.
Focus Daily, such a great album. Shout out to the Far Eye. You guys should do I feel like there should be like we never got a Likwit Crew album. You guys should come together and just be like, hey.
That's my bucket list, man. It's hard to get.
Did y'all ever even kick the idea around of doing a compilation?
Yeah, we did, and I think that it's still gonna happen. But I just think that everybody that was invested initially, because you gotta understand, Madlib was in the Likwit Crew. He went on to do, Madlib and shit. He out of here, and shout out to Mad.
By the way, I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
When I think of the Likwit Crew, I think of you guys, King T, X.
We took them on their we went on the
Phil.
Warped Tour. We took
that's crazy, by the way.
We took the Likwit Crew with us. We took Xzibit, we took Madlib, The Far Right, Feel the Agony, rest in peace, B-Fin, Dontrell. We took all these people and they just ended up being superstars.
Fucking Madlib, dude. Damn, that's crazy. One of the most prolific.
That's what it's crazy. I was there. That's another one. I was there when he was just getting his feet wet in the thing. Shout out to his brother Oh No too.
Yeah, Oh No's incredible.
Man, Jack.
Were you was his beats always super unique?
Always. When I met him, that's what happened. I met Jack first, and he gave me a demo of the Loop Pack. I think it was a Loop Pack demo. I know they was thinking. I don't know if they did something independent before that, but I remember when I heard it. Excuse me, Madlib's production reminded me of E Swift. It had that.
Right.
that sound. Like some producers and shit, like if you hear that beat, you could tell that's them before you even know who did the beat. And that's what Madlib, it just struck me as a like a DJ premier. Like he got something different. So I just drive to Oxnard daily and pick him up, bring him around the store. Madlib, believe it or not, did a couple. He did. They say 21 and Over is our classic album.
Right.
People don't know that Madlib did a couple joints on there. Mary Jane, the Weed Smoking Song, Turn the Party Out, a couple other ones. And then he did a lot on the second album too, Coast to Coast.
Great album.
But shout out to Madlib. We just did a benefit concert because he
lost his house.
Fire relief concert and everything for him a couple weeks ago.
Man, I just obviously there's things that you can replace, and then there's things you can't replace.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Which is rough. I can just imagine like all the music that he had just on hard drives and.
Yeah, he's just a talented dude, man. Like,
yeah, I met him a couple of times with Freddie, and I'm just, I feel like he's like an enigma. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like a shadow. Yeah. He's got an aura.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and he don't pick up the phone for nobody. I was like, he's like the Wizard of Oz or something.
Right. It's crazy. They said that he did like all the beats for Bandana on a fucking iPad, and I was like, I believe it because that fool's just so crazy. Like it's not about the tools, it's about the producer.
He's an amazing motherfucker. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, that's crazy, man. Hey, shout out to my bookie, man. Look, the NBA Finals are coming up. The playoffs are in full force right now. So many ways you could bet. If you want to get in on the action, go to mybookie.ag right now. Use that promo code Bootleg when you sign up for that first deposit bonus. That's important because you're supporting the Bootleg Head podcast, and you're going to get that bonus to your account when you are a new member and you sign up. Go to mybookie.ag. So many different ways you could bet. So many different ways you can get in on the action. You could do player props if you think, I don't know, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is going to have over 31.5 points in a game. Hammer that. You think Luka's going to ball out. You can hammer that. And of course, you can still bet on your futures for the NBA Finals. And of course, it's baseball season. All right, NHL hockey still going on. So there's a lot happening. You could get in on that action, plus the full service casino, blackjack, roulette, all that. Sign up mybookie.ag. Use that promo code Bootleg for that first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's right. Also want to give a shout out to our family at Blue Chew. That's right, baby. You can get a month's supply for free of Blue Chew. Go to bluechew.com right now. You just pay $5 in shipping, and Blue Chew is, man, it's a lifesaver. Let me tell you, all right? Fellas, if you need your situation to situate a little bit more, let me tell you, Blue Chew will make it happen. Same active ingredient as Viagra and Cialis. It's going to have you with that extra pep in your step. You're going to be very hard, Yeah. Erectile dysfunction's a thing. Whiskey dick is a thing. Blue Chew handles it. This is the best part about Blue Chew. You get it delivered right to your door discreetly. Discreet packaging. It's chewable. Save active ingredients is Viagra and Cialis, like I said. And you don't have to go to a doctor's office. You handle everything online, bluechew.com. Try it right now for free for a month. Yes, bluechew.com. Head over there. You just pay $5 in shipping. You'll thank me later. Your wife will thank me. Your girlfriend will thank me. Hell, sometimes you just pop a Blue Chew and rub one out just for fun, Anyway, let's get back to the interview. For you, I always, I feel like when we talk about West Coast hip hop, the era of, and you guys were a little bit more commercial than what I'm about to mention, but there was like this kind of like this underground LA movement that got a lot of people signed to major labels.
Talking about Good Life and all that.
No, I'm talking about obviously like guys like yourself, like the Dilated shit. Like you mentioned Loot Pack. Obviously, then there was like J5, and there was
Micah 9.
Yeah,
Freestyle Fellowship.
Yeah, Freestyle Fellowship, Planet Asia, fucking Roscoe.
How do you know about this? And you was born in '87.
Because I'm telling you, I'm a fucking hip hop head, bro. When I was 13, I came out here and hung out at Fat Beats with record Iverson. You know what I'm saying?
We need more of him, man. They're born in '87. Like the shit you talking about, that happened like 2 years after he was born.
Yeah,
or actually during while he was born, but
it's crazy because like there's this huge like scene in LA where it was like just a lot of dope backpack boom bap ill rap shit that wasn't gangster rap.
Exactly.
Right? Mm-hmm. But it didn't mean that you guys were on Loud. Defari was on Capitol? or Delicious Vinyl. Who did the far? What did Focus did? Oh, Tommy Boy. It was Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Dilated's on fucking Capitol Records. J5 is fucking J5, man. Salute to Charlie Tuna and all those guys.
I just used for my album. I just used a Kill. Dude.
Man, shout out to Akil. Shout out to Cut Chemist, Newmark.
For sure.
But there was like this huge, just like other side of what LA hip hop was that I feel like for whatever reason, like fast forward to today, like I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough, doesn't get enough love. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was so important though, and it was like there's so much good music, so many incredible artists that came out of that era. Do you feel like that kind of scene in LA gets the flowers it deserves in today's?
Nah, I got a show coming out. It's it's not a podcast. It's an actual show.
Yeah,
that it kind of addresses that. It's called Underrated, and what it is like it's basically a show I created that basically I just wanted to put the shine on anything underrated. It don't have to be music. Right. It don't have to be rappers and singers and this and that. It could be you name it, a restaurant,
right?
That everybody lines up around the corner, but a lot of people don't even know this place exists. You know what I'm saying? And there got to be a reason for that. So we just trying to get people to the to tap in with who we think is underrated. So shot some episodes and everything. Like I said, shout out Alchemist, Jay Worthy. The first one to come out is going to be about the Alkaholiks because that's all we've been called ever since we had to deal with. Like everybody sees the body of work that we did.
Right.
Like we got songs with that got songs with Wu-Tang. Then turn around and do a song with Pharrell.
Snoop.
Then do a song with Kid Rock. Then
Crazy.
Turn around and do a song with we did I tried to do an album called what's the name of the album? I forgot the name of the motherfucker, but I just put my features on it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so all features.
All features. That's just because people might know that we did a song with Snoop, but might not know we did a song with whoever. You know what I'm saying?
Was the Kid Rock song on that Loud Rock compilation?
Nah, he just did a beat.
Oh, okay.
That was Sugar Ray. That did it.
Yeah. I remember when Loud did this, like, it was like a random album that if you find it, buy it, because it's just random.
Yeah, crazy.
It was like some blue buff dude on the cover, like a cartoon, and like it had a bunch of Loud artists like doing songs with rock.
And
rock bands.
I ain't even on it. They did I don't know where I was at when they did it, but I come in rapping at the end because they did the song without me. I don't know where they was at when they did it.
So you guys did, your guys' record was with Sugar Ray, yeah. It was like, so it was, some of them shits were very random. It was kind of like Linkin Park and Jay-Z did it.
Yeah.
But y'all, like Loud, that did it, 5 years earlier.
That's funny you mentioned that because my boy EFN called me yesterday.
Shout out to the Drink Champs, yeah.
Nah, he didn't call me. He hit me on a text,
yeah.
And he just said he interviewed Linkin Park, and they said that the Alkaholiks were a big influence to them.
Yeah, because low key, like Mike Shinoda is like a backpack rapper.
Yes, and then he said that, so I just reached out. We just reached out like yesterday, and trying to get in touch with him.
Yeah, he was a part of what? I'm trying to think of the rap group he was running around with. That was like an underground, like backpack fucking. Because he had his Fort Minor album. And I remember there's all kinds of like backpack LA shit on there. I was like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck? Like Mike Shinoda's tapped in?
Yeah, but EFN said he want to get in touch with us, so we doing that right now. So you might say Alkaholiks, Linkin Park.
That'd be big, man. That'd be big. Yeah, it's crazy because just that era of music. I think of like your album. I think of the J5 shit. I think of, Expansion Team is a classic to me. What's going on with Phil the Agony, man?
Oh, little cousin Phil, man. He actually big cousin Phil. He chilling, man. I just saw him a couple weeks ago and everything.
He needs to put some fucking music out.
That's
what fucking Phil the Agony, bro.
He sent me some incredible shit, and I'm asking him what he's waiting on. But like you said, that's who I was chopping it up with about the Likwit Crew album and shit. And there's a lot of associates that, even if they don't use the word Likwit Crew and everything, like Crondon, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, actor, of course.
A bunch of people.
Crondon and Xzibit, are they good now? I guess that's an Xzibit question.
I didn't even know there's beefing. There's beefing.
Well, I remember the Strong Arm Steady thing happened.
Oh yeah. That was
they went with Talib, and I don't
think yeah, that was something back in the day.
That was so long ago. You would think it doesn't matter at this point.
And if I ain't hear what happened, then it probably I don't know, man. But anyway, I know everybody good in good spaces and everything. Like I just seen Quan at the Madlib thing and everything.
Yeah. He's incredible and he's acting now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's something about this Likwit Crew shit. We don't breed failures. You know what I'm saying? Something about,
So you guys ended the Best You Can's your guys' biggest single in terms of sales, right?
Right.
Does the label say, hey, we like at that time, Pharrell's Hottest Fish Grease, Neptunes Are on fucking fire. Is that like a thing where like the label's like, yo, we got to get y'all with the Neptunes, or did that just naturally happen?
That's what I trip off of how people's grow. They grow into their own self, I guess.
Right.
But when we met Pharrell, he requested us. He was like, I want to do, I don't know if he went into Steve Rifkin or E Swift or whatever, but he said Alkaholiks is one of his favorite groups and he would love to do something. And then he called somebody and said, I got this beat that I know is going to be a hit record and da-da-da-da-da, and it sounds perfect for that. Then when he played it, it didn't sound nothing like what we was expecting.
Right.
Because he was fresh off of like the clips, grinding and all that.
Yep.
So I was expecting to hear some of that. And then when he played this shit, we went to Virginia to Pharrell's studio. We flew out there to do the song with him.
Right.
And I can honestly say I ain't seen him since, but
I mean, y'all got a record though.
Yeah, we got a record, but it's like but you see what he grew into, like he the face of Louis with Gucci or something. I don't know what he's doing, but
I think he was doing something with Louis.
But shout out to Pharrell though, man. It's like, you know, I got a chance to work with a legend, you know.
Yeah, you guys. It's just crazy to think about like everybody y'all have worked with, like Styles P, fucking
the list goes on and on.
It's just insane.
Be real, and I mean, you name it, we probably did some.
No, it's pretty wild, man.
Yes,
Did
sir.
you ever entertain doing a sequel to Rap Life?
Oh, like a Rap Life Part 2?
Yeah.
I might call it do shit, Jack. This has been a minute. Cause now I'm living a different rap life. You know what I mean?
No, I mean for sure.
I don't want to call it square because I still be having fun with my life. It's just I cut out the drinking. It just seems like a lot of parties are more boring. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like you getting sober has like just improved the quality of life in terms of just like, because I feel like, man, that alcohol, it weighs on you, brother.
Yes,
like,
yes. You gotta see a lot of the that's what my problem was. It was like I was so blessed to, you know, with the Loud situation and this and that. Then I did my solo shit. I was just so blessed to just be one of the million, like, you know what I'm saying, one of millions, kind of. You know, I got money. I'm young. I ain't no ugly motherfucker. We got cars. We got jewelry. We got all this. And when you get, you know, thrown into that cycle, it's like you're living up to the image now. You know what I'm saying? Every car got to be a vet or, you know what I mean? Every house got to be big or it ain't really, you know. So I just tried to keep up with the Joneses.
That's the one thing, Joneses, man. That shit have you fucked up.
Yeah.
In debt. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to keep up with the Joneses that have your ass damn near homeless.
Yo, you guys did the Taylor Swift thing.
What's that?
Where you guys re-recorded your classics.
Oh, we going through this big thing with that. Let me explain that right there. We did, and I don't know.
It's the same thing Taylor Swift did. That's what I meant. She re-recorded all her old albums.
Okay, this is E Swift, not Taylor Swift.
No, Taylor Swift, the biggest artist in the world. She did the same. She didn't. She had the masters thing going.
Right.
So she re-recorded her first like 3 albums.
Right.
And they all went #1.
No, I'm just saying it's a coincidence that both
E Swift and Taylor Swift.
Swift.
2 Swifts did the same thing.
Exactly. But what they did, they wanted to get one of the songs. I think Cleopatra, the record label, wanted to get one of the songs in a movie or something like that. And then they presented it to us to re-record the shit and everything. And they said they had a live band that could replay the songs and shit. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then we Swift ended up stripping all the tracks down so the band would have something like a reference to play and this and that. And then we did our vocals and we sent them to the record label. And I don't know what happened. They just sent it this long ass apology and all this, but they ended up putting out the stripped down version that Swift sent to them to replay on accident. I don't know what the hell or whatever, but we got some shit going on with them. We're like,
because when I saw it, I was like, oh, you guys. I don't know if your master situation will allow, but a lot of times if an artist does that, it's like, yo, we're gonna put out our classics, re-record them, so we own the masters technically. So it wasn't that was that kind of the play or no?
Yeah, but it was like the version that they put out, they still had samples in it, so it didn't make no sense. Like, how did this happen? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they cleared it up now, so I think that they've already put up the correct versions and everything. So I really ain't paid attention to what was going on. I had so much shit going on. I ain't even look up. But shout out Cleopatra Records, Suave, The Far Side.
Are you putting out the solo stuff independently?
That's what I'm waiting for. I want my next move to be my best move. So I got some killer shit. So I don't want to just put it out and nobody hears it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I ain't sitting.
I think what you got to do, man, is you got to do it independently, but you have to partner with someone on vinyls.
Exactly. Okay. So
because you're I mean, where you're gonna be able to hit the lick is vinyls, cassette tapes. Because what your fans are gonna want to buy, like collect it.
But where do you play a vinyl if you ain't gonna?
It doesn't matter, bro. Listen, vinyls.
You got it all mapped out. Like
no, I'm telling you, right now, vinyls outselling everything.
That's what he's doing,
bro. If you go to Target, there's no CDs. There's vinyls. The vinyl aisle at Target is cracking. There's like this whole entire, because now fans
vinyl at Target.
It is any Target you go to where the electronics are and the books. There's a giant vinyl area.
Are you serious?
100%.
I've been at Target sometimes. I ain't never seen that.
You got to do a vinyl. Make sure all of your branding is like, use your old logo. Like you want your fans to be like, at the end of the day, like your fans want to collect something because they can stream it all day. That's the thing. Nowadays, it's like you can stream the album, but the fans still want to own something.
Yeah.
So you got to give them something to own. You feel me? Like,
I just looked at it like, if you ain't got no turntables, what you gonna do with it? But
look, now when I tell you finna go to Target,
I'm
go
going
to Walmart.
From here. I'm going straight there.
You go to Walmart, you'll see the vinyl at Walmart. It's a lot, bro. It's so like guys like Freddie and Al and all these guys are making millions of dollars. Like, ask Alchemist. Alchemist makes millions of dollars selling vinyl. I'm talking about he'll sell a vinyl with just beats, and that shit sells the fuck out.
Yeah.
So you gotta. I'm telling you, whatever you do next, collaborate with someone to do the distribution on vinyl.
Evidence. Go ahead.
Yeah, hit Ev, hit Al, whoever. You could do it with Empire. They do the vinyl thing, or you could, and then do like a super limited run of cassette tapes. And then that shit'll sell out.
I was naive because I thought the vinyl only sold overseas for some reason.
No. It is mad.
And then there was a cassette tape. It was like
my son is 19 years old and has like 200 vinyls. He collects vinyls.
Wow.
Yeah, and now like the turntables that they're making nowadays, you know, back in the day you had to run a turntable into a motherfucking amp into it. No. They got USB turntables for these fucking kids, bro.
That's the cheat code. Y'all doing it.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, you would murder it. So whatever you do next, it's got to have a vinyl. So if you're doing an album, if it's Rap Live 2, make sure that artwork is.
I'm gonna talk to you. You got it mapped out. I'm gonna talk to you when we get off the air. You might be my silent partner. Like,
6-figure bag. You just sitting there, just waiting for you.
I need that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like that's the thing. It's like I was like the thing is too with the record shit is like you have to plan it out because the record plants are like 3 months behind.
Yeah, so
that's why when like Kendrick did the Super Bowl, they planned it out perfectly. Where GNX had been out for months, but the vinyls dropped the night of the Super Bowl, and then bitches he sold another 100,000 units just because he sold 100,000 pieces of vinyl.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Nah, you got to do the vinyl shit, man. Especially, it'll go crazy. And then if you guys ever do like any talk shit, I don't know what Loud's doing, but I would tell Loud to reissue. Like, we should do like I don't know at what point in time a big anniversary for like 21 and over.
But I think it's like after a certain amount of years, we own the rights to it.
Then fucking, I would do like a super limited edition 21 and over vinyl pressing.
Yeah,
it will sell out. Listen, it'll sell out.
That's what we're doing that's what we're supposed to do with the the re-release. I'm saying.
Yeah. It'll sell
like
out.
The vinyl was on the contract.
You have fans that like collect shit and they want to support you guys, man. Like,
right.
So yeah, dude. I don't know if ABB still does vinyl stuff. I don't know.
But I just know the contract we signed with Cleopatra, vinyl was in there.
Because
part
that's
of the
how they're gonna make the money. Because streaming is whatever, dude.
Right,
like if you're like like any artist that's independent, it's like, when you throw your shit up on streaming, it's like an advertisement, so people can come and spend money with you at the shows or merch or whatever. So, So do you have a timetable? The new song's out, but do you have a timetable on when you think you want to put another solo project out? Or like you said, you're trying to figure that out.
I'm gonna drop 2 more. I'm gonna drop this remix, like I said, with
big remix, by the way.
Yes. We got big. It's gonna crack, but I got a song called Shoe Fits. It's called If the Shoe Fits, and that's just like some tasks like on my MC shit. You know what I mean?
Fire.
Just like an inspirational song, just about kind of like the old tasks, just having fun, rambling. Just talking about my life and everything. And after that, I see a lot of tour dates coming up. You know what I'm saying? For the Alkaholiks and solo and shit. So I'm gonna be on the road till like Christmas.
Fire.
and looking for more. So, but anybody out there on a side note and everything, I am looking for some management. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is just like I'm handing them my career. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just I can't manage myself and
do the music.
Yeah, and do all this other shit. I got my hands in a lot of cookie jars. So anybody out there that see that hear the attention is a drug, and like the remix has no home yet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's always got a home if you put it out independent.
For sure.
But
yeah, you could distribute.
I just see the bigger picture. So get at me.
Boom.
Shit.
Tash, man, I appreciate you pulling up. New song is out. Go support it. Go stream it.
Sir.
Go run it up. And the video's out.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Dave Chappelle and Fatty Lumpkin.
Shout out Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. But I had to say that guy had a chance to go to his crib not his crib, but he lives in this little town called Yellow Springs.
In Ohio, yeah.
Yeah.
He has like his compound, right?
Yes,
yeah.
And he invited me out to come out and hang out with him for a couple hours and shit, and it was crazy.
Yeah, I've only heard about it, but I've had a few homies who were going there during COVID to watch some of his shows.
Yeah.
And I heard it's amazing.
It's dope as shit. But the crazy part is that one of the rules is you can't videotape shit.
Right.
So
nobody's allowed to have their phone out.
That's why I said shout out Dave Chappelle, because I couldn't post nothing of this and that. But it was incredible though, man. He got this little town on lock, Yellow Springs.
Yes, he does.
And he showed us his new movie.
Oh, fire.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Chappelle, man.
Yeah.
He's got at Harriet's in West Hollywood. It's at the top of the one hotel.
Mm-hmm.
He has his own corner there. It's called Chappelle's Corner.
Wow.
So you get like sat.
That's what if you go to this town, I got the video with my camera right here. I show you this town and everything. Got Chappelle logo, like stores and.
Oh, that's like his town, damn near.
Yeah,
that's
it's like
crazy.
it's Chappelleville.
That's fire,
but
man.
Great dude though, man. So just he showed us a lot of love. They didn't have to. It was just me, my cousin, and shout out Jay Ross.
Yeah, boom. I appreciate you pulling up, man. Cannot wait to hear what you got in store. Can't wait for the remix. It sounds crazy.
So we clip, I'm gonna hit you with it.
Boom, my guy, Tash, Rico.
Yes, sir.
Wrapping up, Bootleg Head Podcast.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Bye, bye.
Boom. Quick break. We want to give a shout out to our new sponsors at Slapwoods. The only thing we're smoking around here, Slapwoods, because they slap. Go to slapwoods.com.